Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to my weekly update. I have to start this update with some very sad news that many of you will have heard of by now, and that is that Lord Henry Plum died last week. He was the most phenomenal president of the National Farmers Union. He also went on to be president of the European Parliament, and of course he was a formidable member of the House of Lords. Above all else, he was a dear friend to farmers across the country and a very dear friend to me, and indeed a great source of advice. I have many of the letters that he wrote me, and he wrote me one in 2020 saying, "I have two speeches readily prepared for political influence should they be needed." And that was the point with Lord Plum. He never retired, he never stopped working, he never stopped thinking about farmers and what they needed. And he will be really, really sorely missed. And I'd just like to send, and on your behalf too, our enormous condolences to his family. Here in London, it's been another sort of frantic week, if you like. We had a lunch with our backbench MP champions, if you like, yesterday. A really, really good discussion. I think one thing that is becoming very, very clear to me working with our rural MPs is that they want to work with us on creating targets of food production. I have said to Farmers Weekly today that I think we absolutely need to be expecting to see a statutory framework for self-sufficiency. We should not be lowering our levels of food production, and in many cases we should be growing actually what we produce here. So really good discussion yesterday. And of course today we had the Farming Organisations Roundtable, which has UK-wide representation. Obviously the CLA, the TFA, the National Beef Association, National Sheep Association, and many others are part of that discussion. First time we have all met face to face for 2 years, and I was delighted that George Eustice agreed to join us for an hour. It was lively discussion, as you can imagine, a lot of concerns across all sectors about cash flow, about providing certainty to farmers, about the ongoing retail price war and affordability. How are we going to deal with these inflations that we are facing right now, whether it be through labour, right through to the whole of the gas market and everything in between, and what retailers are prepared to pay for it. Our big worry is contraction across all sectors, and that has to be avoided. So much as I'm pleased to see the market management core group that has been brought into place by Defra with us as industry experts on that group, I also do want to see government taking more of a leadership role. That was the strong message that George Eustice got from this group. And also about prioritising food security, and to this point of legislating on targets of food production. We've got legislated targets on species, on nature, on trees, we've got a green energy strategy, and we have nothing on the table on food production. So that again was a very, very clear message from all organisations to the Minister, as well as flexibility on regulation. I think there's a real danger at the moment that one of the Brexit commitments was about agile regulation, business friendly, and at the moment I have to see it feels like a sort of gold-plated version of what we had in the EU. That does not work in any scenario, let alone the scenario that we're facing into right now. And next week, I'm really pleased that we will be launching our export strategy. We have an ambition to grow exports by 30%. I'll be working with Victoria Prentice. We'll be doing a press conference in the morning, and then we'll have a drop-in for MPs as well. So it's a time to be really, really proactive on the Buy British message, whether that's in retail, out of home, exports or procurement. Our success as farmers very much depends on the will of the British people to keep buying British, the government to keep working with us and investing in British, to making sure that we have a fair and transparent supply chain, and to not effectively be reactive. I want us to be proactive with our MPs and make sure that food production is sitting at the heart of that engagement. So, as ever, a lot going on, and please do, as always, take care, and I very much look forward to speaking to you next week.